Hey y'all, it's Bree and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so we can be cool. And if you are already my friend, already a part of the family, already locked in, then hey boo. So normally when I'm sitting down, y'all know what time it is. It's story time, okay? Yeah, we about to get into some shit. But before we go ahead and get into this, you already know we're gonna have to take a little drinky drink before I start popping my gums. So do y'all be blessing y'all bottles? Like, is that like a Ohio thing, or do y'all bless y'all bottles? Cause tap the bottle. All right. So y'all, this story time is actually going to be about when I was bartending, and I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm not sure what I called the last club that I was bartending at, the booty club. I really don't know what I called it, but this was after I worked at that club. So before we go ahead, you already know. So my cup was in your cup. Whoop. All right, let's get into it. So, yeah, so the last club I had worked at, y'all, the one that I have been telling y'all stories about, I ended up getting fired from there because I was falsely accused of stealing. Like, be for real. But anyways, it was a whole bunch of messy stuff going on there. I was fired. It just was what it was. So I ended up, needing another position. So I was looking around trying to figure out, like, where's I'm going to go now? Because when you're a bartender, you getting like, well, not even just when you're a bartender, but when you are in an industry or something where you're getting like fast money and money is coming in consistently, you start developing a certain lifestyle because you're used to, making that much money. And that was me at the time. I was 21, so, I'm making a lot of money. And, being cut off like cold turkey, I'm just like, damn, like, I don't got nothing to show for all this money. And then not only that, I need to be making some money still because I still got bills, right? So, y'all, I was looking for somewhere else to work. And it dawned upon me that it was another booty club like 2 minutes away from the one that I had just got fired at. So I was like, okay, let me go in there and, shoot my shot. So now this booty club, I'm not going to give it a name because, yeah, I'm just not. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in there. So y'all, I had got real cute. Like when you applying to be a bartender or a dancer or something, you supposed to show up looking the part. Like, so period, point blank, you're not gonna show up hair crusty, smelling like bounce that ass, none of that. You feel me? You're gonna show up cute, ready to, pour drinks. You gotta be some type of little eye candy. So, I got cute or whatever. I'm, got dressed cute, like nothing major, just like a little t-shirt and some jeans. And I was like, okay, I'm about to go up there and shoot my shot. So that's what I did. So when I pulled up, I noticed that it said new management. Like, y'all know them spots that always be saying new management. Why do they say that? Because they had a bad reputation. Somebody might have bought it, or they might have just got a new management team, some new faces. But it really be the same motherfuckers behind the scenes. Y'all know. So it said new management. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go in, and the club, the booty club, is like, it's like a hallway. Like, it's long. It's like a bar. It's not really, it don't look like a club. It has two floors, but it's so small. Like, it's honestly smaller than my living room. My living room is pretty big, but it's like really small. So I walk in or whatever. Of course, the lights is dim. This is during the daytime as well, too. So the lights is dim. I walk in. I see people behind the bar. I see people in front of the bar. Like, people just in there, but it wasn't, like, packed or whatever. So the security guard asked me, like, are you just coming in, or did you need something? So I tell him, like, I'm trying to, apply to be a bartender. So he like, okay, hold on. He walked away. So I'm like, okay, is he about to go get the manager? Like, I don't know what he about to go do, but I'm gonna just hold on like he said. Y'all, he came back. He gave me an application. So the application was like some rinky-dink shit they printed off of Google. Like, if you just type in on Google www.jobapplication, and then you just find one of the applications and print it off. And then you know how sometimes when you print papers off and the lines be all messed up or it just looks sketch as hell? That's what I was filling out. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to fill this out because I'm trying to get this money. So I was filling out the little job application or whatever. And then once I was done, I told the security guard, like, yeah, I'm done with my application. So y'all, he ended up like, okay, let me go take you back to the manager. So I'm like, all right. So we walking like down, well, I keep saying hallway because it looked like a hallway, but it's actually through the club. So we're walking through the club. Then we end up meeting into a hallway where like we passed the bathrooms and stuff and then into the kitchen. So we get into the kitchen and I see two guys talking or whatever. So I'm like, okay, one of these has got to be the manager. So then the security guard hands him the paper, like, yeah, she trying to be a bartender or whatever. So the manager turned around and looked at me, and he like looking me up and down. But I'm used to that in this industry because that's what they do. That's why you got to come on point. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They looking at you to make sure you even easy on the eyes for their customers, I guess. And probably being some perverts too, but you know, whatever. So, so he look at me or whatever, and he like, yeah, so like, what's your availability and blah, blah, blah. Like just asking me questions or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, my availability is open. Like, you know, I have bartending experience. At this point, I've had like a year experience because I started bartending when I was 20, allegedly. So yeah, I have some experience under my belt, you know. So he like, okay, we'll come back tomorrow for a test trial at this time. So I'm like, okay, cool. He told me come back around like 4 or something. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go home, y'all. I plan on my outfit. Like, all right, this is what I'm about to wear. You know, like get my little stuff together. I'm about to be looking cute, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so I'm ready for the next day. Like, I'm just like, oh, yes, I'm about to kill this test run. I know he gonna be like, you might as well just stay for the rest of the night. Or he gonna give me a schedule. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm used to high-paced environments just because I do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, like, I was living for the nightlife and the fast money and all that. Like, that was me. So, intermission. So yeah, y'all, I was really excited. So the next day comes and I get dressed and get cute, of course, and I'm going back for my test run. So when I pull up or whatever, I, you know, go inside the bar and I see the manager. He tells me like, okay, you know, this is what register you're going to be on, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's showing me the register, but the register was like the same 2 registers at the bars I had just previously worked at. So it wasn't nothing like crazy or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm, you know, working a little job. I'm getting people coming up to me, getting drinks. Like, I'm doing my one too. You know what I'm saying? Even the dancers. Like, I be being nice to the dancers because we all have to work together. We all in here for some type of reason, something bigger than just being in this bar. So, you know, we chilling, we vibing, whatever. And like I said, some of the dancers worked at both clubs, so I knew some of them too. So it was just a cool situation. So when I was done with this test trial or whatever, the manager was like, come talk to me in the back. So I'm like, okay. So I go to the back in the kitchen. And I'm assuming the kitchen was his office or something because his ass was always in the fucking kitchen. Like, so I'm like, okay, let me step in your office. I come in there, whatever. He then told the chef to get, not chef. He then told the cook to get us some wings and some sauce and some fries. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting food. I must be in this bitch all the way, right? I must be in here. Like, I bagged this job, right? So while we waiting on the wings or whatever, he's talking to me and he's asking me again my availability, blah, 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 just like having a conversation with me. So then once we get our food, he like, okay, can you stay for a little bit? I'm like, yeah. So y'all, he like, let's go downstairs. So I'm like, okay. Now, mind y'all, I told y'all that the club was 2 stories. Like, it was, you know, the ground floor, then it was a basement to it, basically. And in the basement, it was like a VIP section. And it was like the girls' dressing room or whatever. So I'm thinking, like, will he say, can we go downstairs for a second? I'm thinking he's talking about down there. Like, maybe he want to talk to me a little bit more quiet, give me some deets about this job, spill some tea. I don't fucking know. I'm just like, okay, let's go. So we get ready to go downstairs, but we going in a whole different direction than the place downstairs that I know about. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? So we get down there, y'all, and he just get to telling me like, yeah, like, you know, I would love for you to come bartend at my club in Florida, Miami. We be getting money. We be getting like $1,000, $1,200 a night the bartenders make. And, you know, he just like selling me like this dream, like hyping it up, right? So I'm like, okay, like, that sound good. Like, I'm on it. Like, at this point, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get some money, so you speaking my language type shit. So we sitting there talking, and then shit just got weird. Like, shit just got weird. And he was like, do you know any sex clubs around here? Do I know any what? So I'm like, no, I never been to nothing like that before. So he like, oh, let me Google it. So he get the Googling it on his phone. And at that moment, y'all, I started to feel a little weird inside. Because I'm like, why is he asking me that? Like, nigga, first of all, I'm 21. You think I just hang around in the cougar clubs? No offense to my cougars out there. But, I mean, you think I do that, though? Like, come on now. So he Googled it. He like, he has one around the corner, da-da-da. Like, you know, I just like to have business meetings in these places because it's like a relaxing environment and all this other stuff. And I'm just thinking, like, how much relaxing can it get? We in a strip club. Like, you want to see people full-fledged getting down for real. So, y'all, I'm just like, side-eye. But I'm still, like, kind of hyped up about the fact that he's trying to give me an opportunity to work in Miami. You know what I'm saying? I've never even, right now I'm 29. I've never been to Miami. So, hearing that as a 21-year-old, I was ready to go, okay? So, he tells me, like, okay, you could come back tomorrow and we will talk more about this, blah, blah, blah. So, I'm like, okay, cool. So, tomorrow comes. I come back or whatever. So, I'm thinking, like, you know, he gonna tell me my hours, you know, whatever. But no, he still wanted to just have a conversation and talk to me about inappropriate shit. And then he wanted to mix in the business with it. And he was just giving creep vibes. So I'm like, I'm just listening kind of and just kind of like dry laughing. And I shouldn't have been doing that because wasn't nothing funny about that. And for real, that could have been a real unsafe situation. And y'all know I got to always teach some shit when I get to talking about these story times because going through life, I've made mistakes. I've had things happen. And if I can prevent y'all from doing the same thing, if you younger than me, I'm going to tell you. So if you want to skip this, just skip it. But if not, sis, they get to doing that, get the fuck out of there. It ain't nothing good coming from it, okay? So, y'all, he like, okay, you know, I'll let you work or whatever. So I'm like, damn, about time. My interview was like 2-3 days ago. Like, now we're into day 3, 4, and we still having conversations about weird shit. Like, and I'm not even really engaging in these conversations with you. Like, I'm hyped up about the Miami stuff, but it's like, I don't know, y'all. He was really trying to, like, take advantage of me, and I didn't understand that because I was so young and kind of naive. So, y'all, I'm going home telling people, like, yeah, this man want me to come to Miami. He want me to do this. He want me to do that. I'm gonna be the bar manager. Da, da, da. Like, I'm just eating it up. And I was really feeling like underappreciated at my last job because of all the mess that was going on. So to come into a situation and feel like, oh, this person really want me to win and really want to see me eat, I'm thinking like everything green, you know? Girl, bye. So, y'all, he tells me finally that I could come to work on Friday. So, I'm like, oh, yes. And he told me I could do night shift. He told me to be there at 4 o'clock, and I would be closed at 4 to 2, basically. So, I'm like, cool. Like, night shift is where it's at. Like, night shift is where it's at. In any club environment, night shift is where it's at because the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. No, I'm playing. No, for real. People be coming out outside at night. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you're going to make the most money if you're working in them type of environments. So I'm like, shit. All right, cool. Like, I'll come do night shifts. So I'm really hyped now, y'all. I done went and got me an outfit. I done went and got my hair restyled. Like, I done got it all together because I'm ready to turn up, right? Y'all. So I pull up or whatever. And I pull up at the booty club. And I walk towards the door and I'm seeing this lady standing in the door. So I'm looking like, is somebody standing right there? Because I'm like a little far, but I'm like walking up to the door. And she just like, wear clothes, wear clothes, wear clothes. And I'm like, y'all clothes? How y'all clothes when I'm supposed to be at work? I done already made plans with this money. I'm supposed to be going to Wasabi tomorrow. Like, I'm supposed to be going to the mall tomorrow. I'm supposed to be doing my regular tomorrow. Like, what do you mean y'all clothes? So, y'all, she like, wear clothes, wear clothes. Somebody locked us in here. Somebody locked us in here. So I'm like, somebody locked y'all in there. But mind you, this is a lady. Like, this is the actual owner of the place. This is not the management team. This is not the creepy old dude that I was talking to or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I ended up calling one of the dancers. I was leaving, going back to my car. I called one of the dancers and I'm like, what is going on at the club? Like, I just went there and they talking about they closed, they locked in there and all this other stuff or whatever. And she tells me like, yeah, the one manager, you know, the creepy dude. I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, girl, he came up in there, stole all the money out of the registers, been stealing money the whole time he been a manager, locked the owner inside and drove off. Yo, he was a con man. I'm like, what? Like, what? I said, what the fuck? So that just made me really think like, bro, what was you gonna do with me? What was your plans with me? Like, what was you gonna do with me? Because you was trying to have me get on a plane and go to Miami. So what the fuck was really going to be going on? And I should have knew something was up, and I did. My antennas went up, but I wasn't all the way like, when he was talking about the SEX club. I should have knew better. Y'all, but I was just sitting there looking dumb as hell. Like, wow. Like, wow. So, y'all, I was like, fuck it. I guess I don't have no job. I never went back when they switched over back to the regular manager, because that manager ended up being somebody who I used to be friends with, her people. So I ain't never end up going back, because I'm like, they ain't gonna hire that manager. Don't fuck with me because I don't fuck with his people type shit. So they not gonna, you know what I'm saying? They not gonna hire me. So I was out of a job, y'all. I was sick. Oh, I was sick. And I have another story time to tell y'all about this club, because that's not the only one. Even though like that was like majority of the time that I spent there. Years later, I had ended up doing, you know, when I started doing makeup or whatever, I had ended up going back because I was gonna be a makeup artist in the dressing room. And child, that didn't work either. I'm gonna tell y'all about that sometime, probably this month, because I got a lot of recording to do. So anyways, y'all, yeah, that was the time con man almost got me. I guess he did got me, because I only made the tips from that one day, and I spent damn near a week going back and forth, him selling me a dream. He was a con artist the whole time. Ain't that crazy? Y'all better be careful out here, for real. So anyways, y'all already know your girl got to go. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.